What's the question? What is the question?
Do you want to
Unhelpful advice. Go ahead.
do you want a dark one or a relationship?
Give me a dark one.
Unhelpful advice with Bobby, Kalila, and H3.
Hey everyone, my
is
name.
that a voice filter?
Stop it. Go ahead.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt, and I'm 25 from Ontario, Canada. Over the past 10 years, I've been dealing with severe depression, anxiety. This causes me to be withdrawn and secluded even when I would like to go out and be active. At one point, it was so bad that I ended up losing a great job in telecommunications industry, as well as my relationship with my single father, because I simply couldn't find the motivation to even wake up and go to work. I ended up becoming homeless for a short time before being approved for government assistance. Since then, I found a home, and after getting my father to one of the therapy sessions I've been attending, he seemed to start to understand why I am the way I am. Even though everything has seemed to have gotten better on the outside looking in, I can tell you today I feel worse than when I was homeless.
Damn.
Every day seems to be worse than the last one. I can't seem to shake the feeling off. I have no motivation. I have no sex drive. I have no creativity. I have no real hunger for anything. This feeling has caused me to attempt to commit suicide about a month ago. And I was wondering if any of you have dealt with similar feelings before. What have you done to escape them? I thought of looking for a girlfriend, but I also don't want anyone to have experienced me right now.
Do the relationship one.
Again,
That's dark. That is dark.
Again, what do you think I can do to help move on and escape these feelings? Thanks for taking the time to read, Matt.
We have to address you.
I think there's something else going on. I think did he say he does drugs? Did he say that?
No drugs.
I feel like there's. I mean, I don't know.
It does. It literally reminds me of the introduction to Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. You know, he was a guy who had no lust for life. He was living in a one-bedroom. I think he lived in Canada as well. It was cold. He was sitting on a mattress, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done with life," right? And then he had a spiritual awakening in the middle of the night, and his life changed. And he created the philosophy of, I mean, living in the moment is probably in the Sermon on the Mount and whatnot, but he, that was his thing. I think that reading that introduction and reading that book would help this individual. Can I just say why?
Got a sigh.
He got a sigh because... You know, you sigh, but let me just kind of just give me a second, okay? You're flexing. I don't know why, but here's the thing. Okay? Let me just say what I'm going to say, okay? Is the whole philosophy, even in 12-step groups, they say one day at a time, right? But that's not what they mean. What they mean is live in the moment, okay? Because most people walk around, they live in the past and in the future. What's going to happen in the future? And they worry about what happened in the past, right? And the thing is that I used to have a AA sponsor named Dan, right, when I was 17 years old. And he used to step in front of me, right, and go and clap, now, here, here, here. And he would constantly...
Get you out of your head.
Yeah, right here, now, right? And he used to get me out of my thing, you know? A lot of the torment, 99% of my torment is in my mind.
Of course.
Right?
Stuck in your head.
Yes, I'm stuck in my head, and I'm thinking about everything but being here right now in this present moment. And you balk and you sigh, baby. Okay? But what I'm saying is that...
Flex.
I think that you're
flex.
correct. I just don't... I think that if you're getting... Everything that you just said applies to most of the population. But having been somebody who... has been so deeply depressed and has attempted to take her own life, that doesn't quite apply. Because I think that here's a person who is so just bereft of like every ounce of everything in his life. I think that he is explaining and describing somebody who is truly and chemically depressed. And you can be, the way I always used to feel was, you could surround me with everybody that I love on the sunniest day of the year in Disneyland. And if I'm feeling that pit of depression, there's no getting me out of that. Sure. And it's just that a chemical imbalance that's just keeping me down there irrationally.
Well, there's different levels to approaching depression, like especially one that severe. Like, first of all, the guy, he has a desire to get better. That's the first and most important thing. He recognizes, I'm sick. There's no joy in my life. and I want to get better. So that's important. He still has hope. Bobby is fucking snoozing on
No,
us.
I'm listening. This is how I listen.
You're in deep? Okay.
Yeah, here's.
I was like, should we wrap it up?
No, wrap it up.
It is late.
No. That's not what it is.
So
no, let me just say something before. I'm not going to say anything about this situation. Okay?
Okay.
I heard everything you said. I'm hearing everything you said. But for me to not, interrupt and really take in what you're saying, I had to close my eyes and I pretend that I'm sleeping.
Okay.
But don't take that as an offense to it. Okay. I'm gonna.
The weird
be
thing is
deep
like because I've been speaking mostly to you because we've been having a direct.
But
But when
don't
you're
now.
nodding off,
don't do it. But then if I'm like
I
this,
can't look at your eyes.
If I'm like this, I won't be listening to you.
Yeah, close your eyes.
I'll close
Go
my
back- go
eyes.
to
Everything you
sleep.
said. So start over.
to
Go ahead.
Yeah. So he's got a desire to get better. That's first, most important. That's good. He's still got the spark in him. Okay. The thing is, like, when you're that depressed and you're that hopeless, you need to force yourself to do things. Like it's so easy to just get stuck in bed and be like, I feel like shit, and there's no fucking reason for me to get out of bed. But on the other hand, in his mind, he knows that he's depressed and he hates that he doesn't want to get out of bed. So what do you need to do? You know what you need to do. You need to go out of bed. You need to go to apply for a job. You need to go do your laundry or whatever it is. You have to force yourself to do it because you know that's what you need to do, even though you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You have to fake it. You have to fake it and fake it and fake it.
That's
until
true.
you get your shit together, but just by sheer force of will.
Yeah, I think that there is an element, you have to sort of white knuckle yourself out of that. And I had a really good therapist when I was in my teens, and we used to do weekly contracts of things that I would force myself to do.
Right.
And I think that really, really helped. I mean, even things like something as simple as working out or even raising your, your endorphins just a little bit.
It's a battle,
that day.
and you won that day.
Yeah, and I'm somebody who like lives with extreme anxiety. Like I don't think there's a minute in my life where like my palms aren't like sweating profusely or like I'm trying to like I always feel like I feel like I have to get out of a situation. That's always what my body feels like. Like even if it's
Just
something
flee.
really pleasant, like I feel like I have to flee.
And then with someone who's that clinically depressed,
Yeah.
chemically depressed, you need help. You need professional help as well.
Yeah, and
you need drugs. Drugs are there for people who they're really effective, and it helps people who really need it. There's two types of people who are depressed. There's people who are like circumstantially depressed, and there's a couple things in their life that bothers them, things about themselves that they want to improve. And if you've tried all of that stuff, because most people, in my opinion, don't go through the effort of actually confronting all those things they don't like about themselves to get out of that rut, because it's easy. It's much easier not to. But if you've gone through the effort of doing all that stuff and you still are faking it and you're still depressed, then that's when you need drugs.
yeah, I agree. But Eckhart Tolle, also a really great book, Power of Now, right?
No,
Well, a simple thing like that, you never know what's going to spark.
I have one Japanese word I want to say.
What is it?
Hikikomori.
Oh yeah, shut-ins.
Yeah, hikikomori. That's how I feel what heaven would be like.
Being a shut-in?
Yes. I don't want. You think I want to communicate with people? I'm a depressed guy myself. I did drugs. Like, I did everything I could to fill that hole inside me. I fucking hate it. One of my biggest fantasies is to shoot heroin in a trailer in the desert and die. I mean, that's what I want to do, right? But, I have parents and my brother and people around me that love me and rely on me, and I have to try. I have to try to be a part of, so I'm probably not clinically depressed like this person that just emailed, but, I get, what he's saying, So, you think I want to read Power of That? You think I want to read self-help books? You think I want to go to an AA meeting? You think I want to do any of the things that I do to get out of, but I don't. But I have to.
But you're so right. It might, you might find something that like sparks.
He's
Yeah,
got to
you
go
never
out
know.
and try something.
But the part is being open. Like, okay, grab the book, read it. You have to be willing and desperate
to find
yes.
to find your answer.
Yeah. I feel
And
like
not stop
Or
looking.
die. Or die.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that he even wrote this message and got for us to answer it
Yeah.
is a really big accomplishment.
And he was able to
Like,
express it eloquently. He
yeah,
was able to
like when I'm in that depressed mode, I I feel like I would never even bring myself to write that message and send it. So
That's true.